Right, so it's part one then of the live session, Ultrabook news, and we've got the Samsung 900X1B, part of the Series 9. Not Ultrabooks, they are ultralights. They were launched previous to the Ultrabook brand. We've got the 11.6-inch version here, and I'm going to take you around in this video. We've got live session going on here, people watching in the background, so excuse me if I'm darting around between screens and answering questions. It's bad feedback there, bad feedback. Anyway, let's get into doing the hands-on of the device. So this is the box. Unfortunately, the PR company had a big sticker over the top of it and wrecked the box. It was looking good. Before that, I've seen the 13-inch version, and it's a very nice box. So let me just take you into it then and show you the device. We'll get the device out here. There it is, super light, and in my opinion, I think it looks fantastic. But we'll have another look at that in a minute because I want to show you what else is in the box. Important thing. This is a 64 gig drive on it, so these are important. What they haven't done, thank God, is put a recovery partition in, otherwise you'd have absolutely no space left on the device at all. So you've got the recovery discs there, there's a couple of manuals, and that's it. Then you've got the power plug. Samsung. You have a 1 kilogram device and a 300-gram power pack. What was going on there? Did you not have time to think about that? This would probably be different in the USA, but we've got the huge 3-pin kettle plug version from the EU here, the 3-pin grounded AC converter, the transformer, and then this super tiny 19-volt outlet that should have been much lighter than that by at least 100 grams. Really disappointed, and if I was going to buy this, I would be looking for another solution. If this was a 13-inch device with the bigger batteries, then fair enough, you might be able to go all day, but this is the 11.6-inch version with the rather small battery, and you will not be able to go all day. The other thing we've got here, let's just move the box out of the way now because I won't be needing that, is the Ethernet adapter. So it's a proprietary Ethernet port, and this is not a USB to Ethernet adapter, it's just a proprietary port to Ethernet adapter. It does support gigabit Ethernet. I'll show you it connected to the device later. Because it hasn't got a lock pin on it like a standard Ethernet port, you have to be a little bit careful. It can wiggle itself free. Any of you that have had Ethernet ports and the lock has snapped off, you know what I mean. When it wiggles free, you wonder what the hell's going on. You spend 20 minutes trying to work out what's going on the network, blaming your IT department, then you realise the cable fell out. So anyway, that's the Ethernet cable. There's no other cable here, so no micro HDMI cable. And let's take a look around the actual device itself. Right, 11.6-inch device. It's got a metallic. This is an aircraft grade metal finish. It's got a very slight what's it called? Aluminium brushed look on it. It is matte. It does get a little bit greasy. There you go. There's a couple of handprints on it. But it's got a really nice finish and a raised Samsung badge on the bottom. It's all fairly clean, even down to the point where they've got the Intel and the Windows stickers, or rather they're actually transfers in grey on black there, so it kind of keeps it nice and stylish. Stupid Windows sticker makes it look ugly. A couple of other stickers that could be taken off. Power out there, fan exhaust and input there, and then speakers left and right there. Nothing else really on the back. Let's go around the sides. So you've got a really interesting design, and I don't know, I keep running my hand down this. It feels great. It's weird the way it separates down at the end. It's kind of sharp. You wouldn't have any problems cutting a cake with the side of that, to be honest. but it's not in any way sort of dangerous. Let me just show you the ports though. Unlike the 13-inch version, it doesn't have the flip down port opener. What you have to do is you have to just pull it out. It's really difficult. Okay, let's just do it again so you can see it like that. Just pull that out, slide it back. Now the first time you do that it feels a bit weird. I have started to get used to it now, but I will say that it's totally flimsy and they will snap off, I guarantee, within a month. For anyone that's using it with any sort of urgency, they're going to snap off, and in fact if it was mine I'd take them off straight away. I know it makes it look nice and clean, but it just gets in the way of you accessing the ports. Dust doesn't tend to be a major problem with ports. There's the ports. Then micro SD, USB 2 on this side, and a headset port there. It's not a headphone, it's a headset, so you got the mic and headphones on that, and there's a reset button on the back there. Let's just close that, flip it over and go to the other side, do the same thing, lift it up, push it forward. This side you've got micro HDMI, you've got that Ethernet cable port that goes in there, and I want to show you now how that goes in. That just slots in there. So I mean, it looks quite neat, but the amount of effort needed to just knock that out is minimal, so it's not a really sort of long-term solution at all. It's kind of emergency solution. And then you've got USB 3, so super speed USB 3 plus USB charging, so sleep and charge, or whatever they call it, and that can be configured from within a control panel. Not Kensington lock. There's the power there. There's no Kensington lock, but there's a lanyard area here, not for strapping it to your wrist. So on the front then, all pretty clean, and that's it. Let's open it up, have a look at the insides. So it's a matte screen, 11.6 inches, and I'll say again, matte screen. So this is fairly unique at the moment. The Toshiba Z830 will have a matte screen as well, or at least a matte screen option in some areas. We'll talk about that. I'll show you the display. I'll talk about that in a minute. It is excellent, have to say. Angles, contrast, color, brightness. There's only one angle at which it starts to invert, and that's when you tip it right up like that, and it's very difficult to reach that angle as well. Webcam on the top, in the middle. There's a blue light that shines on the left hand side to show you that it's being used. That's a good security feature. Keyboard here, so far fantastic. I've hit the ground running on this one, unlike I did on the UX21. I had problems working my way into the keyboard with my typing style. I know other people have had the UX21, have said it hasn't been a problem, but I've found this personally to be really fault free, hit the ground running. I love it. It's also got backlight on it as well. So for those of you that are looking for the really portable or mobile Ultrabook, the matte screen and the backlight on the keyboard is really worth thinking about. Synaptics touchpad here. It's slightly smaller than the one on the 13-inch model, and I think that's probably a good thing because it means you don't accidentally hit it. It is really nice. It's a nice feel, a very velvety feel. You've got the integrated left and mouse right buttons. It's got gestures. And two-finger scrolling is much smoother than on the UX21, so really, really like that. On the top right then, you've got the power button here. Then we've got standby, power, disk activity, and then we've got mic and an ambient light sensor as well. So it does actually adjust the screen, or you can enable it to adjust the screen based on ambient light settings. Just behind here, you've got fan output here, just in there, like on other devices. That comes out there. So there's no real heat build up on the front of the device. The heat builds up, and it's not very significant most of the time. In fact, almost undetectable if you're just doing sort of office work. The heat builds up just across that little back section there, obviously that's where the CPU is. Quick mention on the speakers. Very, very nice quality. Maybe not as good as the UX21, but still excellent quality and a joy to use, joy to watch a little video on, and even sort of streaming music and stuff is comfortable, with it. You don't feel it's got that horrible tinny sound to it. 1.06 kilos, so almost exactly the same weight as the UX21. Funny thing is, it just feels a little bit lighter than the UX21. I don't know if it's some sort of illusion, weight distribution, or materials that is used, but it does feel a lot lighter, and my wife said this as well. There's only 40 grams difference between the two, but it just feels lighter. I think it might be the weight distribution on it. Anyway, that's that. Good. I don't think there's anything else I need to tell you then in the quick overview, and we'll close down this part of the recorded section, and then go into Q&A, and we'll start to get into sort of switching the device on and reviewing it in part 2, part 3. So if you're watching this on YouTube, check out part 2. Thanks for watching part 1. Right, people in the chat room.